Hello, Original Soul. Welcome in, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I thought we'd do a reading around the 7 chakras, the 7 main energy centers, and just see kind of what's going on for those areas, because they all impact, different aspects of life or different areas, obviously, of your energy, and just how we react and show up. And as I was shuffling, I did see 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, which is about change and sadness, maybe even conflict that could be with others or with yourself. And then at the bottom of this oracle deck, I pre-pulled a card for each chakra. We'll go over each one and add tarot to it. But the Stormy card is at the bottom of the deck. So if anyone has any sort of burdens, this could really be a mental storm, since this is all up in his head. There's lightning. Maybe you've even had stormy weather around you as well. So that could just be an underlying sort of theme, or just kind of the way the mood has been, or challenging, is coming to mind. Okay, so let's jump into these. We'll go through each one. Like I said, we'll add some tarot to it. What came out for your root chakra, number 27? Letter. All right, so root chakra is about your security, your safety, your stability. It can have to do with your finances, your sort of home life, living situation. Think material things, earthy things. Red is associated, and black with this chakra. And foods like vegetables, fruits, think things that grow to the earth. And also red colored foods, so even meat, apples, strawberries, potatoes, one of my favorites, so different things like that. Okay, so with letter coming out here, and this candle lit, maybe you light some candles, get grounded, do some journaling. That's a really wonderful root chakra activity. So journaling, reading, kind of comfy cozy on the couch. All right, so let's see what this letter is all about. Maybe there is something that you need to express, and that could be impacting your stability, your foundation. You could be a writer or an author and needing to send a message. With the candle burning here, you could be working really hard or working a lot or up late at night. So if there's anything going on with your work or stress, related to money in that way. All right, let's see what comes out here. 6 of Pentacles. This is about giving and receiving. All right, so if this does have to do with your money or your finances, maybe you've been spending or giving too much, just taking a closer look at where your energy, your resources, your time, or your money is going, right? If there's any sort of frivolousness, if you're in a situation where that's not called for, right? If you're really saving up for something or you can't pay your bills, right? It might not make sense to kind of be walking around, right? Just sprinkling, coins here and there, or giving when you don't have something to give. This could also be needing to ask for some assistance or ask for some help, especially if this is a financial situation. Yeah, something that has you feeling like you're backed into a corner. So some sort of concern here with the root chakra related to stability, related to finances. Maybe this is something you haven't told anybody about, with the moon here at the bottom of the deck. All right, so this is addressing whatever that situation might be for you. So you can get out of feeling, right, like you're really burnt out. Look at all those wands sort of steaming. They're just overused. They're done. Right, kind of on that last one there. All right, and then let's get one out of this oracle deck, a little bit of advice, and then we'll move on to the next one. Yeah, this could be too kind of pretending like everything's okay, or you know, acting one way during the day, but then really stressing and kind of freaking out at night. When I used to work in an office more, you know, I mean, this was, you know, and I just something stupid, but like, you know, I'd go out to lunch all the time, even though I couldn't even make like my house payment, let's say, or an electric bill or whatever that might be. And you might go out drinking or doing something like that, and then, right, you're really burnt out and you don't have any energy, time, or resources for things later. All right. Ooh, that one really wanted to flip right over there. All right, serenity. And that did flip out onto the Six of Pentacles. So take a good look at how you're giving and receiving, how you share your resources, whether that's finances, energy, love, time. And bring in a little more calm, a little more peace. Maybe take a time out. Yeah, and just like I said, if you address that situation, instead of doing that with panic or fear or frustration, right, just do that with a little compassion for yourself and being real and making a plan. Okay. All right, let's move on to second chakra, sacral chakra, number 24. Look at this ironclad heart. All right, the second energy center is about creativity, relationships with others, emotions. This is sexual energy. So, you know, the heart is here. There could be a relationship maybe that you have on your mind or that you're already in. Right, with all that iron and metal, it feels a little cold. So either a relationship you're in potentially could be bringing in that stormy or burdensome energy, or, you know, you may have been through a lot and you could have put yourself, your heart, into, right, this box, into this metal, almost getting like chastity belt in a way, right? Where you've just really, though, like kind of closed everything off, shut everything down, and really kept that to yourself. Candles again coming in with this one. Maybe you do fire gazing or something like that. Or just even that scent or smell could really just calm you down, or just bring in a little bit of soothing. All right, let's see what though wants to come out of here. All right, so Three of Wands and the King of Cups. All right, let's get a look here. So the Three of Wands, a lot of times this can be about waiting for kind of what's coming in, waiting for what you've manifested. She looks like she's just starting to kind of stir something up there or get something going. And she's sort of looking away from this King of Cups. So like I said, with that blockage of maybe keeping your heart in, or like I said with the chastity belt, there could be just maybe some issues with, you know, how you share yourself with others when you get into a relationship, or, you know, maybe you're not even in relationship and there's maybe oversharing, or again, maybe you've kept yourself so closed off you haven't let anybody in. So really kind of focusing almost away from feelings, away from emotions, almost away from fun. That's coming in also here. Yeah, even this king, he's kind of sitting there while everyone else around him, the cat's playing with the fish. Looks like there's mermaids in the background swimming. Dolphins are jumping. He sort of has this serious look on his face, right? Like he's sort of watching or waiting, just holding this cup up, waiting for it to be filled. So I don't know, maybe you've turned your back on somebody here. That was an emotional connection. All right, let's get one more with that, and then we'll add a card for advice. Yeah, King of Swords, Four of Pentacles, two more wanted to come out with that one. Four of Pentacles can be about being stuck or staying sort of in your comfort zone. It can feel stable in a way, or like I said, it can feel just safe, maybe sort of energetically, especially if it's something you're used to. But it is something that eventually sort of holds you back and doesn't keep you moving, right? There's 10 pentacles, not just 4. Look how the cat's looking at that open window. And then with the King of Swords here, like I said, you could have turned your back on somebody. This could be about a relationship split, or making a decision to kind of move forward and do something different. Notice too how he's kind of pointing the sword at this book. It's reminding me of that letter. So definitely these two, I mean, no surprise, these two chakras are related. So if you're feeling blocked in this way, or if any part of, you know, that is making sense to you. Orange is a color associated with this chakra, and same with orange foods. So obviously oranges, apricots, carrots. I mean, I feel like Doritos count. They're orange, technically. All right, let's see here. Let's get one out of this. Just kidding, two. Every time I say one, more than one always comes out. All right, white light and fairy tale. Okay, so the advice for your sacral chakra, which is, again, if you're feeling blocked creatively, in relationships, with your libido, or just anything like that. Again, another candle showing up in this card. But envision sort of a bubble of protection and white light, especially if you're afraid of being hurt or having things, or, you know, people maybe treating you poorly or different things like that, or you don't want to attract the same situation that you've had in the past. So just envision this kind of white protection of light. Angels are with you and protecting you. And then just kind of know that's your energetic protection, right? No negative energy is allowed to come in, only positivity and white light. And then fairy tale. Right, do you believe in fairy tales and magic? This feels like letting more of that in. Like I said, maybe starting to stir things up a little bit. Maybe you've had a little bit of a stirring, or, you know, maybe you've met someone and it feels too good to be true, or you're afraid to move in that direction. So this is allowing yourself to sort of live in that fairy tale or more magic space, to get your heart and your emotions unstuck, your creativity unstuck and out of this iron case shaped like a heart. All right, let's move on to third chakra, number 38, snail. All right, so third chakra is all about willpower, action, determination, sort of that spark. If you have blockages in this area, that could be things with, you know, having a hard time quitting something, you know, overindulgence in different things, overactive in this area. You know, you could be really bossy or controlling, domineering, selfish. You could just kind of plow over people and not really care what other people think or say. Right? When things are functioning in this area, right? You have that awesome determination. You're taking good care of yourself. Right? And these first three energy centers are really important. I mean, all of them are. But stability, right? Emotions, and now will and determination. I mean, those three things are the building blocks. All right, so with snail here, I love that snail came out. Maybe there's been a lack of willpower or movement. Maybe you've been taking little baby steps or afraid to move forward in some way. Six of Cups is something from the past holding you back. You could be thinking about something from the past. Maybe there is someone, some place or something that you'd like to go back to. Or again, an experience that happened previously that has sort of stopped you in your tracks and really have you more in this snail mode. Again, these all feel really related here. So it's time to bring in forgiveness for whatever this situation might be. Definitely forgiveness for yourself. Possibly looking into doing a little bit of sort of that inner child healing, or just looking at experiences that happened to you when you were younger, right? And just reminding yourself, right, that however you reacted or acted is okay, right? And that you're loved, and that what you needed was important. So that's coming through with King of Pentacles as well. King of Pentacles is about abundance, but Pentacles are a very slow energy. Let's get one more with this. I'm just thinking having your cake and eating it too. Maybe something's gotten you into trouble a little bit. Like I had talked about, a little overindulgence, possibly. He's kind of got this wine, this cake, totally away from the castle. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. I think self-care and self-love is one of the most important things, because once you have that and can do that, that's when you can share that with others in a healthy way. So there's a little bit of stubbornness coming through. And maybe there was, you know, a person that this is related to. Yeah, Empress, which kind of came out upside down. You know, because the Empress is super creative, abundant, confident. Although in this deck, she has sort of what I feel like is a despondent sort of look. I just saw 1818 on the clock. So maybe some sort of secret. I don't know. This keeps coming up for some reason, like a secret baby or a secret pregnancy. I don't know why that keeps popping up here. Okay, let's get an advice card with this one. But yeah, with your willpower, there's been something that's brought you to a halt. So like I said, this could be someone from the past, or maybe, you know, related to that second chakra. I mean, maybe, you know, there is a pregnancy involved, and maybe it's someone that you're not with, or that you were intending on leaving or something like that. And now, you know, that's got you maybe staying there. Or again, there could be a past situation. Again, doesn't always have to be a person, but this kind of feels like it. So there could be a past person that, you know, you feel like might really make you happy. You know, but maybe there's some sort of like Empress or figure in the way. It could be someone, maybe you're still married or something and you want to move towards somebody, or, you know, if you're already in a job and you already have some sort of commitment in that way, or, you know, you have a duty to your children or something like that. All right, let's get some advice here. All right, so yellow associated with this energy, all about fire and willpower, Like the salamander walking over the fire, right? That's the right one, right? Soulful. All right, take a look at that image. Owls bring wisdom and knowledge. And I think that message is coming out a little bit too in the 7th chakra. So we'll see. Full moons could be important for you this time of year. Again, there could be some things to clean up. Could be habits to clean up, people to clean up, kind of sweep away. Right, setting good intentions during new moons. Maybe doing some of that journaling. If not daily, at least around the full moon. But taking action in a soulful way, right? Moving with purpose. Right? Why do you do what you do? Are you only looking for sort of this abundance and kind of feeding and filling some sort of void, or your ego, or whatever this may be? You could be neglecting some other relationships, or even yourself, your body. So being more soulful, sit down, meditate. So meditation could be really helpful and really important. And it might seem counterintuitive, but Snail is bringing a message too of maybe you are a go, go, go person, or this could be just avoiding some specific issue. Right? Sometimes slowing down and listening and getting more in touch is the right answer. So then you can take action moving forward in a better way, where you maybe don't keep running into challenges, obstacles, and keep running into this storm energy in your own mind. Okay, let's move on to the heart, number 35. Chakra number 4, the heart chakra, heart energy center. We got an anchor right here. Okay, so maybe you feel anchored and rooted in your heart, or maybe you are feeling a little bit stuck. We do sort of have, I mean, this whole deck is sort of this kind of vibe, but there could be a lot of emotions or turbulence that you have been through either recently or in the past, and some of that might be settling a little bit more. Right, but with this anchor here, right on the beach, maybe there's something where you're not willing to set sail or move forward, right? You kind of want to stay put right where you are. There's nothing wrong with that, unless that's that stuck energy. All right, let's see here. Let's get 1 or 2 with the heart chakra. Nine of Cups. This is all about happiness, fulfillment, wish fulfillment. So getting out of your head. Maybe you do get to the beach or live by a beach, or maybe you're headed on some sort of vacation somewhere. You get to get your toes in the sand or build some sand castles here. Also, just really getting that you do fill your own cup as well. Let's get one more with this. Yeah, we even have the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck as I'm saying that, which is, can be about a card about being single or just being confident, abundant, sure of yourself. Meditating, again, definitely coming through here. And bringing in gratitude. Even if you don't necessarily, let's say, have everything you think you want. Yeah, the Fool came flipping out in reverse. So maybe there is some sort of new beginning, either that you're waiting for, that you haven't quite gone after, that you might be a little scared to trust. Looking at that ship now that's upside down, like I had said at the beginning, maybe there's something that, you know, hasn't quite set sail, or you're a little afraid to move forward with. Yeah, you're just not ready to kind of take your feet off the solid ground. And that could be even related to that fairy tale energy. But just get in touch with what you want and what you need. Right? You can only do things when you are, I don't want to say ready. We don't always really feel ready for everything. But once you get that 3rd chakra more in line, right? Being able to take a leap of faith will feel a little easier. Oh, for the heart, a few messages wanted to come out. We've got earth, rejoice, and blissful. All right, so maybe you get your shoes off and go get your feet on the ground, whether that's the grass, the ocean, sand, prairie, wherever you may live. Like I said, really getting in touch with what you want, and not really even letting your own self deceive you is coming through, right? Maybe others have deceived you in the past, but sometimes we can deceive ourselves the most and lie to ourselves the most. So honesty coming through with this as well. So yeah, grounding, go for a walk, get outside, let the sun get on your skin, breathe in some fresh air, sit down and just close your eyes. Listen to what sounds come up, how the wind feels on your body, on your skin. Right, just take that little bit of time, to feel blissful and rejoice. These small things that you could start to do can help open your heart space a little bit more, especially if you do feel stuck, right? Like this heavy, solid anchor. It's also a sign to start to anchor into your own heart, anchor into your own wishes, start to trust that a little bit more. Okay, awesome. All right, let's move on to throat chakra, 5th chakra, number 40. Now, what I love about this is we've got keyhole right here, and key is the next card with your 6th chakra. So something with your 6th chakra may be the key to unlocking something with your 5th. But 5th chakra, keyhole, this is all, 5th chakra is all about your expression, how you communicate, speak, how you share, or how you don't. Right? So it just depends if there's balance there or not. I do love in this keyhole something bright and shiny. We don't quite know what it is. I just want to kind of close my eye and peek in through there. Right, so something amazing is on the other side of this keyhole, right? And you are the key. So, oh, wrong deck. Let's see here. Clarity, though, is the card I just saw there. So, like I said, we can't quite see what's through there. We don't really know. Back to the beginning, I said there may be something you need to express. If this is something you need to tell someone or share, you may not know how people will accept it or react or not accept it. That can prevent us from moving forward. That fear of the unknown. So embracing that a little bit more, trusting, right, that it is going to be amazing. It is going to be as exciting as it looks like it might be. All right, let's see what wants to come out here. Throat chakra, blue, the color blue. Maybe eat some blueberries. And again, you could always work with crystals of these different colors as well. All right, let's see here. What do we have? All right, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups. All right, so with your throat chakra, I mean, maybe you're feeling good about the way you express yourself and how that's going. Maybe you've even had something to celebrate recently. We did have this Rejoice card came out, or come out as well. You can see the green, yellow, and blue in their outfits, and then in the Ace of Cups, she's also wearing blue as well. This beautiful blue night sky. All right, let's see here. Another thing that might be coming out too is just being careful maybe of what you say. Not necessarily gossip, but sometimes too, maybe if you kind of drink or go out, or if you have a little bit too much, right, you may maybe express yourself too much, or the way you express yourself. Maybe something that brings a little regret or remorse later. But definitely having fun. If you feel stuck in this area, though, it may be good to call a friend, go out with friends, do something kind of exciting or different or new, play a little bit. They've all got their feet in the water. Okay, maybe go out, maybe even do something at night, stargazing. Another full moon in this card as well. So full moons are important. And then Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is about some sort of opportunity for fulfillment in the heart space. Whatever that means. It could be a new friend or a new partnership of some sort, right? Something might be just blooming or sprouting, right? And maybe you're not sure. Like maybe you've just met somebody and you've just started communicating, right? And that could be something that is right now sort of at a friendship, but maybe you're thinking there's something more there. Maybe that's something that hasn't been expressed. Looking at these two white doves flying in the sky there. All right, so a couple different messages coming through with the throat chakra. All right, let's see here. What advice will you get? Relax. Okay. So are you feeling a little wound up, tense, or tight? Maybe there is, again, something that you want to share and you have been possibly keeping it to yourself, or maybe you've only just told a couple people. A lot of candles in this card. So candles coming in very strong. Light some candles. Just get that whole kind of vibe, ambiance going. Another owl in this card as well. All right, so more wisdom. She's also looking at or reading this book. So this expression feels like for sure tied to what came up in the root chakra. So maybe there is a letter you need to write or a message you need to send. Maybe you need to relax a little bit about it. Stop worrying so much about what happens on the other side. Right? Trust your heart. Trust your intuition. All right. Speaking of what's on the other side, it looks like you'll be able to open that door. Your sixth chakra, sixth energy center, number 33, master number, master guide or teacher, third eye chakra, your sixth chakra. So it's that space between your eyebrows, all about dreams, intuition, those sort of abilities. You know, some of these things start to tie into what's related to the crown chakra as well, which looks like it's expanding and growing, and maybe even your ancestors and guides are really helping and stepping in. All right, but let's see here. So like I said, you've got the key. Maybe you are this master teacher or this master guide. As I mentioned with that expression to trust your intuition, right? Your intuition is the key. It's literally, we probably shouldn't even pull any cards with this. Just skip it and keep going. But I'm not going to. Okay. We'll just get one with it here. All right, so maybe you haven't been trusting yourself. That can be really hard or scary. Yeah, but this is moving forward, making an offer. Look how he's holding out that pentacle, moving forward. He looks confident and sure of himself. Like he has made this choice and this decision. Right? This could even be an offer coming in from your guides or from the universe. Right? Maybe you have some new tangible gift or ability. Maybe you get new ideas that bring you some sort of abundance, or again, you could, you know, have enhanced empathy, or you're a medium or something like that. So possibly something new coming in that way. Okay, we'll take 3. 3 wanted to come out here as well. I think that happened for the heart. Just kidding, 4. All right, divinity, as I was just saying, some sort of gift. Like I said, full moons could be really big or important. The energy has been really strong love. So maybe your intuition is telling you something about love, or is nudging you to move in a more heartfelt direction. Wish, what was I talking about earlier with wish fulfillment, and your life can be a fairy tale. Look how she's holding that moon. Looks like a pearl in her hand, like a pearl of wisdom, and then mindful. There's some large crows on this card, so some sort of ancestors or passed on loved ones are with you, right? They're rooting for you. Maybe they're even sending you signs or synchronicities. All right, so trust that wish, but yeah, trust that wish. When you do move forward, right, let that be in a mindful, heartfelt way. Because the universe loves you and is sending you messages, so you can trust your intuition, right? Start to build that language with your spirit guides. Start to journal about your dreams. Start to write down when you start to notice synchronicities or symbols, and you may notice patterns, or start to just understand things a little bit more, or feel more supported when you see those signs and synchronicities. I know I do for sure. Okay, let's move on. Last one here. 7th chakra, 7th energy center. Oh yeah, purple, by the way, for third eye. So all things purple. All right, number 5, we got tree. I had a feeling this card was gonna come out when I was shuffling, because I had noticed it while I was doing that, and I just had a feeling. So the tree can be about family, your roots, but also about expansion. So it's about both. And as I was saying, right, with your ancestors or maybe passed on loved ones are with you, right? That knowledge is in your body, it's in your DNA. It's also in universal consciousness. So there might be some sort of expansion here happening with your crown chakra, some sort of connection. Or as I was speaking about the signs and synchronicities, maybe you do start to get messages or signs from an ancestor, or just start to connect more to that realm and start to kind of become more of a channel. All right, let's see what wants to come out with the tarot. 5s are about change. So like I said, this could be something new. The universe is offering you some sort of gift or some sort of pentacle. With the Chariot, this is a spiritual card. Look at that this way or that. Do you have some decisions to make? I just look at this cat. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. All right, this way or that, yin and yang. How do you make your choices? I just have been going on and on about intuition and how your intuition is the key. And that's what the Chariot is all about as well. It is trusting your intuition instead of worrying. It's of course important to think things through, outweigh maybe pros and cons, but at the end of the day, right, you get sort of that gut feel, that gut knowing. So yeah, intuition is the key. It's like to all of this. Once you start following your intuition, maybe that allows you to send this communication or finish that book or kind of loosen up your 2nd chakra so your creativity flows better again, and you calm your 3rd chakra if it's been overactive, and right, that starts to open your heart more. So all of these are of course related. 7 of Pentacles. What have you been investing in so far? Right? Is that bringing you the abundance that you want, the fruit that you're looking for? Or is there some other opportunity? I'm just noticing the pentacle that the cat is sort of messing around with there and thinking about the one that maybe is coming from the universe or another person. Or maybe that's you needing to take that pentacle and run with it. Whether that's a project, you do have some sort of idea. Right, and this book is closed. She's not really looking at it. She's focused on those grapes. So a lot of things with sort of literature, journaling, writing, creativity coming through this reading also. High Priestess with intuition at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so this feels like maybe, you know, instead of focusing on whatever that letter is that needs to be written, or, you know, if you are writing a book, right, you've been doing this other thing. You've been focusing and putting your resources elsewhere instead of following your intuition. Right, are you feeling good about kind of where things are at? Maybe that's sort of, again, the missing piece or that key that you feel like you don't have, but you've probably been getting nudges and little inspirations all along. Okay, suddenly can't shuffle these cards anymore. So let's see what wants to come out. Yeah, faith. And look at this huge, beautiful crow or raven on this card. As I was just talking about, right? Someone watching over you, your spirit team is supporting you. This is what the Chariot card is about having faith. Right? There could be, whatever this is, maybe it doesn't quite make 100% logical sense to you, and so you just keep working and focusing on, right, these tangible things or the things you know. So have more faith, have more trust. Start to notice those signs. Crows have been showing up a lot in the readings recently, and then blossom. And like I said with this tree, it did feel like there was some sort of expansion. Look at how that tree is so beautiful and strong, and it's still growing outward. All right, so something is going to blossom. This could be even something with a relationship, with a younger person or a child. This could be some of that healing. Maybe you have an aha moment, or you're able to release a little more some experience that happened to you when you were younger. That's coming in as well. And that allows healing to take place, a blooming to occur. You feel that connection possibly from your guardian angel. Still have that card out from last week. Okay. Well, that is what we've got here for the reading. Yeah, giving that stormy energy a rest. If that has been in your realm, in your field lately. But yeah, that's what we've got here for the reading about 7 chakras. I hope there was something here for you, something helpful here for you. But definitely bring out some candles, get out a few of them, do a little meditation, get yourself a nice bubble bath, get a notebook, do some journaling, and just see what comes up. All right. That is what we've got here for this reading. I want to thank you again for being here and bringing your energy. And until next time, peace.